Hi, and hello. It's been a while since we talked about Valko, and that's mainly because I've just been waiting for something big to happen so that I can talk about it. And here it is, everyone. In the community over the past few days, there has been speculation that the Love and Deep Space team is going to break their silence and make an announcement tomorrow, specifically the 29th of July. So I wanted to add my predictions into the mix and talk about some of the other things that have popped up over the past few weeks since we all talked about this. So firstly, I did see a lot of people talking about how Valko has now been trademarked by Infold, which I wasn't overly surprised by because I imagine they started that process when they announced him, as to not spoil anyone by doing it beforehand. And I just imagine that maybe it's a slow process. I don't know, I've never had to trademark anything, I don't know how it goes. So I imagine that's why it's only now just popped, but it was very interesting to see that like people were looking for that, you know? Like that made me really fascinating because there was actually like multiple people I saw report on it. So like here was the first one. This person said Valko was coming. And someone checked and Valko, or rather by his Chinese name, is registered under Paper Games as one of their IPs, which is, as I said, it's really cool. There it is. It does say, obviously, I believe that's June 22nd, which, yeah, as I said, I don't remember if that is when he was announced. I think so. It wasn't June, right? I'm not like crazy on that thought, right? But yeah, so that was exciting. There was also, I think, this one, yeah. They talk about his trademark. But yeah, that's not really that important. But yeah, so like that was really exciting to see. Like that was a big piece of information that like came out and everyone was like, oh my god, it's happening. But like as I said, I didn't put too much like thought into it because obviously they're gonna trademark him. He's still like they spent that time making him, whether they're gonna use him or not. I imagine his trademark process started when they announced him, assuming that they were gonna use him, you know, like and then all this happened, they went, oh no. So I didn't really put too much thought into like, oh my god, he's coming, you know, like, but you know, there's some stuff that I put a lot more salt into, right? Oh my god, what did I do? There was also some very funny updates, and that was, there was a rumor going around that a couple different people reported, and I've pulled up a couple of tweets talking about it, that some of the Love and Deep Space team was reaching out to players who had gone on, what is the word? What's the word? I've suddenly forgotten. Does it say on hiatus? That's not the word. Not strike. What is the word when you stop playing? Oh god. Oh, part of the boycott. There you go. That was some of the big spenders, and that Love and Deep Space was contacting them, being like, "Please come back and spend money in our game." And I was like, "This can't be real." Oh, I'll show you some of the tweets. So there was this one. Okay, it's confirmed they're reaching out to whales, which is what I guess we're referring to people who spend a lot of money in these sorts of games as, to come back, but not particularly urging to spend, which I think is very interesting, which means that they are in a tight spot with no Valko equal no money is working. Keep in mind not all whales want Valko back, which is also true. So yeah, so this is crazy. Obviously, I don't speak Chinese, so I can't read that for you. But I can read the translation for you if you want. The sis really got me. I went, oh my god. Alright, I've heard back from her directly. Oh, you talked to the person? That's crazy. Says, ever since customer service added me, they've only been apologizing to me. They never said anything about trying to persuade me to come back. So there you go, misinformation. To the gamer encouraging me to to top up, spend money again. The idea is they were trying to persuade players to return and continue spending is really just speculation, and many dissatisfied players came back with that many dissatisfied players. Fuck me. That many dissatisfied players came up with based on the fact that customer service is re-adding former whale such big spending players as contacts. But at least in my chat history with customer service, they never expressed anything like, please come back to play the game and keep playing and spend money, and please continue spending money. While I was waiting for a reply, I did some further investigating and found that this is true for other players as well. It is still very interesting that they're reaching out to people though, and I do kind of like it. I don't know why. I think it's kind of cute. Well, not like in a weird sense, right? So I don't know. It's kind of fun, right? But yeah. So, majority of the people they've just been reached out to like apologize for everything that's happening. Not, please come back and spend money. But also, it's interesting that like there was like two sides to that rumor. That like one side was like, oh, they're not encouraging people to come back and spend money. They just want them to come back to play. And then the side of the rumor that was, please come spend money. So it was very interesting. Also on that note, I also had this tweet pulled up, ironically, on a different tab, to talk about it. So this was the other one that they're talking about, people, they're asking players to come back and play because the no Valko, no spend money, no play is working well. But yeah, so obviously that person has just mentioned that's a bit of a misinformation, bit of a rumor. So I know there's the thing of like take everything you read with a grain of salt, specifically because I physically can't like verify a lot of these things. So that's why, like, as I said, like there was a lot of stuff that came up throughout like this whole like past like week or two that I like didn't report on or like didn't make a video about because I was like, this is just like internet shit, like this happening, because I thought this was funny. I did want to talk about it, but I was like, I have no idea to know if this is true. This could be like fake screenshots. This could be people just making shit up. So I was like, I can't make just a video about this. I kind of have to have something more substantial to talk about. But it's very interesting to see people like talking about all of this sort of stuff and like, gathering all this evidence and having all these experiences. And it's very fascinating. And I want to point it out now because I want you to watch like the different Twitter threads that I show you. There's a lot of them will have like, the subtext under like who's posted it saying translated out of whatever language, right? I want you to like take note of how many different languages this is, because when I was pulling like these tweets together of like stuff that I'd saved because I thought they were funny or, had interesting things to say, I didn't notice, but like when I was pulling them up, there is so many different languages, and like someone made a tweet about it like right in the beginning talking about how like so many different people are coming together to talk about this, and like it's really dawning on me because I was like, I've had some that are from Russian people, Chinese people, Spanish people, English speaking people. I'm like, this is such a widespread phenomenon. It's crazy. Anyway, I just wanted to like add that quickly before we continue on with some of the other weird and wonderful things that I found. So this was another cool thing I found. It was about some of also I want to add that at some point we decided that the Valko stands are Valkyries, which I thought was very funny. Anyway, so the CN fans were organizing an email campaign, and so that, people were spreading that on Twitter as well, which I thought was really cool. And I thought the fact that it is being organized by the CN fans was very important because like, at this point specifically in like the campaign, I put quotation marks that you can't see, but like it had become like a campaign to everyone at this point. It was like almost a full-time job for some of these people, which like I'm not throwing shade. I know I said that kind of in a sarcastic asshole tone, but I was like genuinely impressed like watching it, because like I would check Twitter like it became my full-time job to like see what was happening. I would check Twitter like at least once or twice a day to like see any new updates. Like I would check what everyone's posting about. My entire timeline currently, I open Twitter, it's all just about Valko, which once again, it is fine. But I'm just like, I'm swamped with information constantly. And then I'd check that, then I'd go check Love and DeepSpace, go, they haven't updated. I'd go back to just reading random shit by people. But we'd kind of like, everyone had gotten a bit like, not dissatisfied, what is the word? Not disgruntled, what is the word? Oh my god, like, dejected is probably a good word to use. About the fact that, like, all the international fans were putting in all this effort, everything was happening, but nothing was happening. They were getting nothing back, right? So, like, seeing the CN fans put this together, I think, reinvigorated a lot of people as well. Like, they're putting in the effort because clearly, like, our voice isn't working, and their voice means a lot more. So, like, seeing this obviously helped a lot of people. So, that was cool, that was fun. I just want to like put a quick shout out to that. I believe it's done and over. They've gone through with it all. I don't know what happened. I haven't seen any follow up on this, but I guess I could probably go hunt it down. I won't. You go look it up if you want. We got more exciting things to talk about by the end of this video. We'll move on from this. I had one more like really funny piece of information. So in amongst all of this happening, something very interesting happened like outside of Love and DeepSpace, but like I think was also a trigger due to Love and DeepSpace, which is very interesting in like the CN community. And that was them implementing stricter age restrictions on a lot of the Otome games coming out of China. I think specifically one I saw people really like getting upset about was is it Light and Night? That's what it's called, I believe. Which I forgot was a game, and I keep meaning to play it anyway. That one I think has gotten very severe, but as I said, I think it's a result of the potential like legalities that happened around Love and Deep Space that triggered kind of the CN government to crack down a bit more on this situation, because like I don't remember, Love and Deep Space does have an age restriction, like when you download it goes you have to be over this age. I don't think it's that high, I think it was like 13 or 15, but I think they're now implementing you have to be, I think, 18 or over, because I saw someone like throwing an absolute tantrum on the internet about the fact that they're going to be 18 in like 3 months and their account's been deactivated, or like they can't log in or whatever. And I was just like, it dawned on me, as someone who is nowhere near 18 anymore, I was like, oh, I'm old. But like, it dawned on me how many people under 18 play these games. And I was like, oh my. And like, I did kind of feel bad for some of them, because obviously you put in a lot of time and effort. But I'm like, if you're under 13, you shouldn't be anywhere near these games. I think between like, if you're like 15, I think I don't give a shit. Because I think I started playing Otome games when I was like 14 or 15. And I was just like, yeah, no. But like, a lot of the CN ones don't have like explicit content, right? There are some where I'm like, I think I'm too young to be playing this, you know what I'm fucking old now, and I'm just like, is this okay? Am I okay to be playing this? So, you know, but like a lot of CN ones aren't. I've made a lot of jokes about Love and Deep Space where I'm like, that's very suggestive what you're doing here. So I do think that like, if you're under 15, you probably shouldn't be playing it, right? But I'm also like, free will, I don't care. But yeah, so they've kind of cracked down, and I saw this one specifically, and they were talking about how there is actually facial recognition in lads, and I was like, that's crazy, I didn't know. But like, it's stealth, and like, I think it's like not, you know, as prevalent. I don't know what triggers it. It also could be specifically just in China, because I'm like, I don't think I've ever noticed anything, but also like, I'm not a child, so I don't know. But yeah, so like, there's comments that people in the game are requiring facial recognition, which I think is like the best way to do it. So yeah, it's a police enforcement campaign. Jesus, okay. I hope this really gets accounts get closed, because lights content is not something that isn't good for younger ages. Yes, I do think there is like some stuff. So these are actual links to the official post, but I don't know if it's due to region lock. I don't know what it is, but I can't view them on this computer. So find this tweet if you want and go look it up yourself to read it. There's actually another one, because I found an article in regards to everything that's happening. That I can't view, so I can't show you, which is really annoying because it's kind of an important article. But yeah, so this is very fun. It is very interesting. So, it's they have an extension to that. It's like there is a post that confirms that facial recognition is in fact in Love and Deep Space, which is pretty cool. I think that's very fun. I also think that's like is one of the best like age verifications now at this point is facial recognition. I don't know if it's like linked to you having to have like a license or a passport or something. I don't know. Or if it's just like they're gonna look at your face and go, you look like a child, and then God forbid all the baby-faced adults out there, right? I don't know. I can't confirm or nor deny what they do with themselves. But you know, that one was fun. So this was one of the ones I found that have the links, but as I said, I can't view the links, so these don't know fucking why. So they mentioned that the Shanghai fuck me, I knew I was going to flub one of the words. The Shanghai administration has issued a comment on their Weibo on their old Valko post clearing Valko's name. So that was a really like big moment, I think, in the community. And like basically it means that Infold has full authority to bring him back to the game. And I think in this person's like they took a screenshot of it. This is probably AI translated, you know. I'll have to edit that properly later. Anyway, it fully states that whether he becomes reinstated into the game is now determined by Paper Games, aka Infold, based on whatever they decide. So, it also mentions, right, however, the continued growth of overseas petitions has provided a noteworthy signal When a character can generate signatures, creative works, public welfare activities, we love that they mentioned the public welfare activities because people did so much, and offline actions in multiple countries and regions, re-examination and product validation of them is not merely a response to public opinion, but may also be a repricing of global users' needs and existing content investment. So like, they came out and said, he's cool to go now. We're fine with everything that you've like said and done. Also, if anyone comments that I like don't have, I have these liked on my other account that I have on my phone that I've just been emailing myself links to. It's like the worst way possible. I should just sign into this account on my fucking phone and I just refuse. Anyway, so like that was like the very moment where everyone went, oh my god, he actually might be coming back. Like this was the first like big piece of information we all got that was like, holy shit, something is happening, you know? And so that was stunning. It was so good. And I remember reading this article going, oh my god. Oh my god. It is a much longer article. As I said, like I can't view it for you. There are repostings of it. I think I actually have one open. I don't know if I'll read the whole thing, but like if you want to go read it, you can find it easily enough and like read all the details. But that's kind of like the big point that everyone wanted to point out, that they've gone, he's cool, we're fine with him, we don't care. It's up to Enfold and Paper Games now to decide whether they want to bring him back. Which was like all we needed to hear to be fucking excited. So yeah, here's another person talking about it. This is basically this is the same like statement. It's the, and if he's reinstated, it's up to Paper Games now. So yeah, Enfold, come on, you basically got the green light, which is 100% true. They've basically cleared their legal matters with the government. They should be chill to go, which I think, so this was posted about 10 days ago, so this did happen a while ago, but this I think was the moment where people really started going, huh, and then some other big things happened, but it was just like, oh, like the hopes had like hit an all-time low when like the fact that obviously Enfold went silent, that they weren't like talking anymore. And I think when all of this started coming out, it was like, oh my god, it's real, it's happening. This is like the first like big sign that we've had that like we've had a positive impact, because they mentioned the global fans effort, and I think that's like re-injuvenated everyone. Everyone was like, get back in it, we gotta keep posting, we gotta keep making noise, and having a good old-fashioned time. And it's working, so like everyone did such a great job. Oh my god. I also quickly want to mention this one. I'm not going to read the whole thing because it's very long, but this person basically summarized a very in-depth article about Valko and the whole situation, and like it talked a lot more to like the global fans and like the efforts they did, which was really cool. It talked about obviously all the petitions and like all the things that people were doing, and about how when game okay, I'm like stuttering. There was a sentence in it that really stuck with me. And I'm paraphrasing, this isn't word for word because I read the article. I'm basically summarizing potentially like 40 different sentences. But they essentially said in it that like when a Chinese game decides to expand into a global market, it's no longer just about the Chinese fans, and they now have to tailor for a global market too. And I'm like, oh my god, a voice of reason in these trying times. I was like, no fucking shit, right? That should be like obvious, but like I think almost every Chinese game doesn't share that sentiment, and I was like, oh, where have you been my entire goddamn life? But do 100% go check this out because it's very interesting. And as I said, like this is an actual Chinese article and it's very interesting. This person has a quote that they decided to pick out from it, and so I'll read that because it is a pretty good quote. Whether Valko will be launched again still depends on the internal quality of the game, data metrics, and the long-term planning assessments. However, the continuous growth of overseas player petitions has already provided a signal worthy pondering. I said worthy instead of worth, anyway. When a character can form signatures, fan work, public welfare, and offline actions across multiple countries and regions, I feel like that's a weird comma, by the way. Conducting re-verification, I also said that as re-evaluation. Re-verification and product validation for it is not a simple compliance with public opinion. It could also be a necessary reassessment of global users' demands and existing content investments, which I think is very interesting, right? Yeah, because like in the article they mentioned that having Valko as a romanceable male lead has surpassed, like a petition, has surpassed over 240,000 signatures and 180,000 comments, which is like so cool. I didn't realize it had gone that crazy. Oh yeah, there you go. He was announced on June 22nd, which is when they filed the trademark. Thank you for confirming that article that I don't care about. Oh my god, they have so many cute, they mentioned so many things people did. Oh my god. Hold on, I'm trying to just like, after the cancellation decision was made, the actions of overseas players rapidly extended from online discussions to secondary creations, fan art and fan fiction, public welfare donations, and offline activities. During the Los Angeles Anime Expo, some players customized Valko-themed merchandise, set up a flower wall area, I guess. Why did that have to be a different sentence? And conducted corner distribution? Okay. Related wildlife conservation charity initiatives were also launched, with the gaming community fundraising over 9,000 USD in the name of the character for a wolf conservation project, which I didn't know it had gotten to that fucking much. Look at how amazing they're doing. We're going, yeah, get fucked, Infold, you're missing out on all of this money. I think also this is a very interesting line. Unlike the critique and emotional expressions that emerged during the game's initial controversies, the current actions of overseas players have already persisted past the original scheduled release date. I also think like that sentence is very interesting because like it also, when you kind of like break it down, the emotional effect and like emotional expression was a lot of like the antis, right? And that the fact that like all the international fans that wanted him back turned it into something way more constructive, which was very interesting. I'm trying to just like skim read this to see if there's anything else that I wanted to talk about. Oh, it talks about some of the metrics actually. App Magic data indicates that since its launch 6 months ago, it has accumulated approximately 337 million USDs in player spending on the App Store and Google Play Store. Holy shit. With about 60% coming from the China market. Okay, I will give them a fair play that if they tailor more to the Chinese market, they're still at a strong 60% Chinese audience, which is also very interesting. I thought it would be lower. I didn't think. Anyway, while the US and Japan account for 13% and 9% respectively, 13% US is interesting. Where the fuck is the rest? Oh my god. And the remaining expenditure comes from other regions outside of China. How much is that? Hold on, do the quick math. That's what, 22%. On top of the 60, it's 82%. So there's like 18% outside of the US, China, and Japan. That's crazy. Oh, interesting. There's my Spanish and Russian peeps. We're all in the 18% together. Oh, so sad. The game has topped the App Store download charts in more than 40 countries and regions, and its global download volume exceeds 80 million. Oh my god. These data trends imply that overseas market is no longer just a domestic content allocation channel, but rather an important organic component of Love and DeepSpace's user base, revenue structure, and brand influence. For long-term live service products, how different region players accept new characters will affect subsequent content supply, localization, investment, marketing activities, and user retention. It does, in fact, mean all those things. The person who wrote this article, pretty legendary, to be honest. Oh yeah, here it is. After a Chinese game enters the global market, the user base it faces is by no means a completely uniform group. Players in different regions may have noticeable differences in character design, narrative boundaries, cultural symbols, and understanding of product structures. Hey, Heartopia, take a lesson from this. I'm giving them shit for that one controversy I covered. They've been doing fine lately, I think. Rumor has it, I haven't heard anything about them, so presumably they haven't got themselves into more shit. I'm sorry, they really caught a stray here, I'm sorry. Oh god. Did I finish that sentence? No, I didn't. I got to cultural symbols and decided to shit on Heartopia. And understanding of product structures. When intense controversy forms domestically, companies need to promptly respond. However, when overseas demands emerge, they also need to incorporate them as another component of global product operations into their thought process. Correct. Which I do think, here's the thing, like, a lot of people have been shitting on Infold, on Love and DeepSpace. I do think, I'm still in the, like, overly optimistic camp, I think, where I'm like, they're currently in legal shit, right? Like, fuck that. I don't want to be part of that, right? I do think they're not like intentionally ignoring everyone, right? I do think it was just a legal reason that they decided to rescind him, and I'm gonna hold on my thoughts, but like I think he's coming back. I'm just trying to see if there's anything else I really want to pull. From this. There's a lot. Like, this whole thing, like, objectively, I could have read the whole thing, but you would have had to deal with me stuttering, like, every, like, 4 words, and I just... Go read it yourself. It's a really interesting piece of, it's a really interesting... I'll link this down below, actually. I've decided. I was like, I'm not gonna link it, I'm gonna link it. I'm gonna read this final sentence just because it seems like it could be interesting. I haven't read the whole thing, I've just read the first 4 words. I went, this might be a good closing argument, I don't fucking know. For a leading product like Love and DeepSpace, there already possesses a global user base foundation. Transforming this feedback into richer content supply and finer overseas operational capabilities might carry more practical value than letting related disputes remain confined to player arguments. Yes, I agree. It's like, you're spitting facts, whoever wrote this, you're spitting absolute facts and figures. Yeah, I'll link this down below if you want to go read the whole thing. Very interesting. I was really... like, oh, this is... because, like, also, you don't often have... I don't want to, like, be that person. You don't often have a lot of, like, Chinese media defending the international fans, right? So, like, seeing that turn in the tides, but considering, like, in the beginning of this whole thing, the Chinese media was, like, very against the international fans. To see them come around and have people defending the international fans was very interesting. So, yeah, do go give that a read if you want, but, like, I've kind of summarized a lot of what they're talking about. And it's good. I respect that article. I'll also show this. This person went on to clarify where it's come from. Which I do think is important. As an official platform by the Chinese economic system. Oh, interesting. That makes actually a lot of sense. To be fair, on like some of the things they were talking about, and also like kind of still shocks me more that they would be like so ready to defend the international audience, right? But yeah, so like, it is a trusted source. I like trusted them. I put my full faith in this person who's shared this article that it was from a safe means, but you know, there's your confirmation. So once again, if you want to read it, please go do. It's very interesting. And yeah, and this is just another person that I found that covered. I believe it's the same article. I'm pretty sure. I read some of it. It might be, to be fair, I think around that time there was like that article that I specifically just covered, and I think a lot of people wrote articles based on that, so it could also be one of those. But so yeah, so it was just like a lot of people started talking about this, and it was very interesting to witness. So I don't know. It was a very positive change, and then there was a lot of nothing happening, so like it was really interesting. It was like we got a lot of positivity around like the 15th and the 16th and a lot of like good info, and then it was just like, it's been 10 days, what the fuck's happening, you know? But shit is happening again. Shit is happening again. So another piece of interesting news is I think I mentioned in like one of the last videos, they were pursuing legal action against the people who like first started like all the real aggressive slander and then doing the not so nice stuff to the company. They decided, fuck it, we're gonna pursue legal action. So I have like 2 things. I'm only gonna show one of them, I think, and I might kind of like just like summarize what the other one says. So we have this one. So this talks about all the stuff that they're doing in order to pursue legal action. So all we know, not what they're doing. So I'll just go through it. So 1, we know the lawsuit has been approved by the courts, just don't know what it precisely is yet, but it is reported that it's directly connected to the internet. 2, everything that's been moving around them in the positive light with the media feels very legal, which also might explain the silence, to be honest, refer to my old tweets, which obviously we've all talked about, that they're seemingly all waiting something out. 3, they have gone after people for this before. Oh, I didn't even know that. With the situation obviously being much smaller scale compared to this. 4, their official declaration they posted, which I don't think I ever showed it, but they did mention that they were gonna pursue legal action over things on the 29th, said that they were making moves and want people to report directly to them about rumors that were started by individuals. Which also, this is, okay, I can say it because this is why a lot of people think the 29th is when it's going to happen, because it's exactly a month from them, like, mentioning legal action. And they've taking legal action against content creators on BB. I don't know what BB stands for. Billy? Probably. Now that they are making false accusations about the company, check the thread below. Oh yeah, this is the statement that they released on the 29th. This is the like document that everyone has been like, the 29th will be a month from this, and it means if they're in legal disputes, it means they should be free from it. This is obviously a translated version. I think it's actually 2 pages, so. But yeah, so that was interesting. Okay, I'm gonna decide how much of this next one I want to show. So this next one I have talks about how some of the Chinese fans have in fact figured out who some of the key culprits in this whole situation was. And it was, they referred to them as the true mastermind. They talk about how, everyone's probably eager to know, and they found out that it's a gaming influencer on Weibo with over 300,000 followers, aka a big enough influence to really upset some shit. So apparently this influencer viciously attacked the game, accusing lads of disregarding national wounds. They wrote long inflammatory articles demanding an official apology, temporary game suspension, and immediate firing of staff members. That's aggressive. This influencer was the one who ignited the entire firestorm, which ultimately led to Valko's debut being heavily suspended and or cancelled. Supposedly the Chinese fans were not having it. And they found out that the influencer was never a fair and objective player, standing up out of patronism. They actually also a diehard fan, a leader of a game from Lad's direct rival Otome game. Oh, I think I did hear rumors about this, that like they had assumed that it was actually less about fans being upset about Valko and it was more like a company level dispute with their like rival game company, which I don't know. Someone fill me in. I actually don't know who their rival technically is. Is it actually Light and Night? It could be. I have no idea though. That's the only other one I can think of off the top of my head. I've been thinking about what is it, Mr. Is it Mr. Queen? No, it's Mr. What is it? It's Mr. What? Queen's Choice? What the fuck is that game called? Which I'm pretty sure doesn't exist anymore. I'm pretty sure that game is like closed. With this undeniable evidence out, Chinese hunters now realize that this drama was never about genuine player concerns. It was calculated, orchestrated business of war by rivals to destroy lads and manipulate players through systematic groundless rumors. Yeah. Evidence has surfaced proving that influencer was the core organizer who even rented a massive commercial billboard screen for the rival character's birthday project back in 2024. Meanwhile, our innocent Valko was simply used as a sacrificial lamb in their corporate mudslinging, leaving fans absolutely heartbroken. Yeah, that's so true. It goes on to say that the Chinese hunters are not backing down. So they are mass collecting all of this person's digital trails and flooding Paper Games customer service with reports, strongly demanding that Paper Games take strict legal action against them to set a legal example for malicious defamation. I don't know why I said it like that. Defamation, Jesus. But yeah. I'll show the tweet. That's fine. If you want to go look at it yourself. I don't think they name the person in it. I just, So this is the tweet. I'll give it a like actually, I'm sorry. I won't link this one down below, but you can go find it if you want. It's not too hard to find. But yeah, once again, this happened 10 days ago today. So like these are like still my old stuff. This is when I was first like getting this video ready. I like found some stuff that I thought, oh, maybe I can talk about this. And then all the stuff and then I just like kind of stalled. And then all the stuff happened like in the past 2 days, and I went, I finally have content for this video. Let's get back into talking about Valko. I also found this really cute video that was gonna be the original like end of my like original video of because this was like the last of all like the stuff I'd gathered, right? But I'm still gonna play it here before I go into like the new stuff that I have, because I just like, oh, it was such a cute. It's a TikTok. I don't know who this is. I don't know if it's this person or not, but it's such a cute video, so I'm gonna play it for you anyway. Oh wait, hold on. Oh, this is so gonna be copyrighted music, isn't it? I just realized I was thinking, why is the sound not playing? I have Twitter muted. Here we go. Yeah, I just like it's like what I've been talking about like the whole time about, how widespread this has been is so crazy. There have also been like a lot of YouTubers talking about it that like have nothing to do with it, which is cool. It's, I don't mean that as a like wait step back. I don't mean it like that. No, I haven't actually watched a lot of the videos because like a lot of the time like as I said I've been like the weirdly optimistically on like Infold's side this whole time, and it's not because I want to be friends with the company. Let's just like keep it straight. That'd be nice, but like I don't know. I just like because we've talked so much about this being potential like legality issues. I guess that the whole time I was like, I don't know. I'm giving you the benefit of the doubt, company, that this is just a legal thing and you physically are not allowed to do anything right now. And tomorrow will be the day. So anyway, the new stuff. There was I can't remember. Oh god, hold on. I can't remember if it was like announced with Valko or like when they cancelled Valko, but they mentioned Rafayel's myth and like it was rumored. I know I think it was confirmed. It was meant to be coming out July or like announced in July. It has since been pushed to August, and a lot of people are thinking that that's because Valko is going to get announced late July. So I'm going to show you this tweet. So this is the people who are like, oh my god, things are happening. Here's the latest information we obtained for you. Due to significant adjustments to the schedule for the up-and-coming versions and to ensure the stability and user experience of future content after release, the development team is working at full speed on the necessary preparations. After careful evaluation, Rafayel's brand new solar card / companion identity is expected to be released in August. Please wait a little longer. Thank you for understanding and support. Your understanding specifically. So this was crazy, right? This was crazy? Yeah, it's been delayed. Professor brings up a good point. Customer service said August, but it will be August 1st or August 31st. Personally, I'm hoping it gets delayed because the current situation where we're being silenced / muted, there's basically no way to promote it properly. Yeah, I don't know. I think like there's a potential that that's the reason. It's like, they're currently not saying anything, so they can't promote it. And we all fucking know that Love and DeepSpace loves to pump out like 80 fucking posts a day promoting their stuff, which is why like them going silent for a month really implies it's not by their own free will, right? So this was interesting, and I do have a couple other tweets in regards to this. One of them is really funny, and I'm putting it in here because it's hilarious. I think it's actually this next one on. I'll click it and show you. Oh no, this is different. Confirmed by Global 2, Rafayel Smith is expected to be released in August. Keyword expected. This means, this can mean whatever. That doesn't it kind of doesn't confirm it will be released for sure in August, which is true. The like statement of expected is to give them leeway in case something unexpected happens, I guess. Because like theoretically speaking, it's done, right? Like, so this isn't a content related delay. This is a delay for some other reason. So it's kind of exciting. This one, I believe it's got to be this one. Oh no, this is why is this here? Hold on. I found it. This is the funny one. So, what caused this delay? You did. This is a consequence of your own actions. Now give us our wolf back so that we can go back to our regularly scheduled programming. So this person is complaining that Rafayel's myth has been delayed, and the official plan was Rafayel's solar car to drop in July, but now it's been pushed to August for no reason. With the schedule changing back and forth like this, where is the basic credibility of your project management? What exactly caused this delay? What indeed? Is it becoming new normal to be delayed? Oh my god, this is such a rant, by the way. Yeah, so like that's crazy, by the way. We need specific answers and dates for every single point here. I mean, to be fair, a lot of people really want a roadmap. They desperately want a Love and DeepSpace roadmap, and like, I think the Valko situation low-key could have been completely resolved if we had a roadmap. Like, if they on a roadmap kind of like hinted at when like new Love Interests were gonna drop, I don't know if people would accept it more. I don't know, but I do think they should roadmap. Like, goddamn company, make a fucking roadmap. I think like for a roadmap for just like loosely when they're gonna like main story update, I think I'd be happy with that. Let's be real, I'd be so fucking happy with that. Okay, now we'll talk about this one. See, I knew I had these files somewhere. This is just like the same as the one over there. Once again, my crop is stupid, I'm sorry. I think I might actually lose my mind if they break their silence on the 29th. This was like one of the first ones I saw that was like the speculation that they are gonna break their silence. This company this company is the craziest company in the world if they break their silence on the 29th, because it is exactly 30 days from when they posted this. And I've been telling you all, give them 30 days for legal/investigation purposes. So yeah, this was the first one. So like, we've obviously seen this person a lot. This person's posted a lot of stuff. They kept popping up on my feed. To be fair, they spit straight facts, so like, I'm fine with them. But yeah, so this was like the first one I think I saw, and then it was just like a sea of people going, oh my god, the 29th, oh my god, the 29th. And I was like, we all need to calm down. There's nothing's been confirmed nor denied, but the 29th, you know? This one was also really good. I don't think we're properly processing how big July was supposed to be for them monetarily. A new myth for one of their most popular characters, and an entirely new character bringing in fans and revenue streams. I know they'd never release it, but I'd also love to see a side-by-side comparison at their July projection versus July's revenue reality. I like agree with them. Like, that's insane. Like, they were gonna fucking make bank. Their prediction would have been to make absolute bank this month, and like nothing. They've lost so much money. Like, I've been keeping an eye on, because I like see the tweets all the time about people like talking about how much revenue they've lost, or like they've dropped in comparison to like previous months, and like I can't confirm any of them, so like I've not shared a whole bunch of them because I'm like, I don't know if this is real. I don't know how to check that. The only like real way we'd know if like Love and DeepSpace himself came out and said it, you know? So I just kind of like ignore it. But like, it is very interesting. It's so fascinating, dude. I also saw some fun things about the antis. I think this is an old like thread, but this person was talking about how they saw a thread that the lads team, specifically like the devs and stuff, were like trying to tell the antis to give him a chance, and I'm like, that's so sad that they're like trying to plead, being like, please, just like play and see what it's like, don't be so negative. Which I'm like, this is exactly why I think when you release a new character, you shouldn't hype them up at all. You shouldn't try. You should just like release them and force players to just experience them, so they can't form any sort of preconceived notions about them. And then you release all the fun, like, cool, like videos and stuff. Like, what they should have done, they should have just like done the update. They should have been like, big update coming, new house system, yada yada yada, right? They should have just updated the main story first and like had Valko. There's Valko. And then they come out with like the videos hyping up all his new cards and stuff, and then like a week after the main story update, all his cards drop and like all that stuff drops. I think they would have had such a better time at like actually successfully debuting him. That is like personal opinion. I have another good one about antis too. There was apparently a negative article. This is a full newspaper. Who still reads newspapers, by the way, that antis were boasting about? So I don't know. I saw this and I thought, I was just like more shocked that it's like, can you imagine? Can you imagine going into like a store in your country and seeing a newspaper, for starters seeing a newspaper, and then going, oh my god, Love and DeepSpace on the front cover. I think, fuck that, that's more interesting to me, that like, that like someone published a physical article about this goddamn game, and like that just like made me laugh for like 20 minutes. That's the only reason I wanted to share this one. It was just so dumb. I was like, fucking Christ. I also want to talk about this person's tweet. I didn't see their previous tweet, so I don't know. I don't know what they were trying to explain. But I did read some of this, and like it does just kind of like recap everything that's been happening recently. So I thought it was very interesting. So like they mentioned that on June 30th, the promise for Rafayel's new solar memory card was announced, or in July, and now it's to be expected in August. And players have gotten the info from the customer service. And this person also has inquired, so they haven't heard back. Anyway, so on the 29th, the company is publishing contest results. So they are going to make a statement on the 29th specifically, so we already know that. It's not going to be on Twitter, it's not for international fans, it's specifically in China. Whatever. It's info. And so this person continues to go, they know that the card sits behind the 29th, and they think this is their two new universes. To be honest, I'm on their side. They like, if they announce Valko's return and a new date, people will be super hyped, and Rafayel's card can drop, they'll have money coming in, people will be back in the game, everything will be good. And yeah, I love this statement. The fandom has demonstrated how much they spend. They fucking have. So like, it'll probably blow out of the water, and then like, it'll be a good idea to re-release them. Not to re-release them, but to like confirm it's been released. It looks like they don't want to waste it. Yeah. If they say he isn't coming back, I think it'd be the worst decision they could possibly make. I do agree with this, and they were losing a lot of money. Everyone knows it. Here are some stats. 2 different trackers, same picture, revenue has fallen every single day, yada yada. Valko doesn't come back, neither does our spending. Yeah. Respect. I respect that statement. And if the 29th comes with nothing about him, that changes nothing. It is true. If they say nothing, it changes nothing. It's really interesting, actually, because it's like, if they say something, it changes everything. They say nothing, it changes nothing. Normally it's the other way around, right? We either keep posting and we keep, basically you keep it all up, right? I could be completely wrong about all this, but they moved the date they promised us into the new date right behind, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. It's basically like, they've moved Rafayel's date for a reason. There is like 2 sides of that. The speculation is either A, they've been silent for a month and they haven't had the chance to promote him, so maybe they're pushing him back so they can promote the card properly, or B, they're pushing him back so they can announce Valko's return, aka bring back their revenue stream, and then start promoting him. Because I think even if they announce his return, I'm gonna shut up because my prediction's coming at the end. Okay, that's part of my prediction. I'll shut up. Hold on. We're moving on. My favorite person is back, by the way. So this person had a lot of really good information about the CN fans, and they're back again with some more deeds. I'm gonna like this before we start. Here's another good piece of news today on China's Douyin, which is Chinese TikTok. The previous, I don't know why I was gonna say obviously, the previously hidden commercial deals with Valko were massively unbanned today. Relevant industry insiders explain that this should be a company requirement. Commercial deals are a type of promotional material, and promotional materials equal official promotion and distribution. I have a feeling. And so this leads into the next 2 tweets I have, which are also very important. This is the first one. Another batch of good news. Today, a bunch of influencers posted /unarchived videos featuring Valko on their channels. These videos look more like promo material because the clips are taken from official preview videos. Plus, there are cosplay posts that I haven't seen before. Which, I'm gonna like this one. I wanna like it, hold on. Because the next one is more important. The next one is more relevant. Is this not it? Oh no. Someone actually cosplayed Valko and posted it on June 29th. How did I not know this? Why am I seeing it now? Is this not the one I was thinking of? I have an actual tweet. Did I not send it to myself? That literally states that some of the officially commissioned cosplayers are reinstating their stuff. People that Infold inquired for them to cosplay the man have started on. This could be unverified information. Once again, take everything with a grain of salt. But like the fact that he's coming back, I did go, before I started this video, I did go and check the YouTube because I do believe that all the Valko content on the YouTube page has just been like unlisted /privated. And I went to go check to see if any of it was public again. It's not. Tomorrow I will check again, by the way. But like, they do still have all of the Valko stuff on their Twitter account, which leads me back to believing that they didn't delete the videos off YouTube, that they're just privated, because you can't do that on Twitter. You have to just delete things. And I don't think they want to, because I think they want to keep all of that, right? Which I think is why it's still on Twitter, or because only international fans use Twitter. I fucking know. I don't know. But this is like one of the most exciting pieces of news, and this is all like going live today. This is all happening today on the 28th. All this info was coming out. By the way, there's my Russian friend. They're not my friend. I don't know this person. Also, there was an update today. I will mention that. It wasn't a big update. Oh, there we go. That's this person. There was an update, and so many cosplays officially commissioned by Infold made their Valko cosplays public again after they had them private because of his cancellation. Infold has the chance to do the best redemption arc in history. Please. I don't think they're going to. This, I think, is all positive signs that they're about to, like, release it, which leads into my statement that I'm about to say, because we only got one more thing to cover. I'm just going to go straight into it. This is our last thing to cover. Important reminder, Infold / Paper Games, breaking their science tomorrow, supposedly. The 28th for North America, the 29th for Europe and Asia, is still speculation, not confirmed. Completely not confirmed. We don't know. And yeah, I recognize I contributed to the reason why so many of us are going, are looking forward to this date. Yeah, it's gonna be the biggest disappointment if nothing happens tomorrow. I think we're all gonna cry. It's fine. But what am I reminding myself? I want to remind you all too, it is not to be crushed if nothing happens tomorrow. Yeah, here's the thing. If nothing happens tomorrow, it's still like a positive sign because things are happening in the background, right? A date passing without announcement does not erase the progress made. Stay hopeful, stay grounded, and don't let speculation become a deadline the company never gave us. So yeah, if nothing happens, don't sweat it. Correct. I'm with this person. Also, just a reminder, if you like the tweet into my profile, you swore off your rights to mess with me if I was wrong about the 29th. I do remember. So, actually, I take it back. This person, yeah, because this is the first person that I saw a tweet about it, and I remember. I don't remember it's the tweet. I don't think it's the tweet I showed you, but they basically made a tweet that was like the 29th, and then someone replied to that being like, "I'm putting this here for if you're wrong, I can like fucking laugh at you later," and they're like, "Bet." And I was like, what a legend. So I want to be friends with this person specifically. They're great. So here's the thing. Here's my prediction of what's going to happen tomorrow. There's like one of like 3 realms, I think. The first realm is nothing happens, right? Which like low-key is one of the most likely things. Secondly, they low-key just stealth drop Valko. There is like a 50. See, I had this theory last time when like the update happened. So like, don't take my track record into account. But like, there was an update in the game. There's a stealth update because nothing seems to have changed. It wasn't a big update though, which is why I'm not putting too much promise into it because it wasn't a big update. But if they just stealth drop Valko tomorrow, I will fucking laugh my ass off because it will be like the perfect redemption arc. If they just like unprivate all the videos, they stealth drop them, don't say anything, I will die. It'll be the funniest shit to Otome, and I think that's exactly what they should do. Third option, they're going to announce the full date for Rafayel's solo card in tandem with a date for Valko, and he'll be after. Alternatively, they'll do it the other way. But I do think I think they're going to make an announcement about Rafayel's card, and I am praying that the Valko announcement comes along with it, but I don't know, because if they're gonna put Rafayel in August, I don't think they're gonna release Valko until afterwards, by the way. Unless Rafayel's coming out on August 31st, by the way. Because, well, no, because they normally run for like 2 weeks, right? Oh, they totally could. If they release Valko tomorrow, they could run him 2 weeks. That's like through the first like a week and a half of August. The first 2 weeks of August. And then they roll Rafayel out for the last 2 weeks of August. It could so work. Oh, don't do that to yourself though. Oh no. It's bad. It's bad like how possible it is. It's the real big problem is, right, I'm gonna want to stay up. I'm gonna want to stay up till midnight, CN time. Because if I wake up tomorrow and I've missed all the excitement, I'll be sad, by the way. Like, genuinely. I don't know. But like, that's kind of my prediction. Either nothing will happen, they're gonna announce specifically just Rafayel's card, they're gonna announce Valko, they're gonna stealth drop Valko, or they're gonna announce Valko and Rafayel. Something's gonna happen. Here's the thing. I don't think nothing is an option here. I think they're gonna do something. It's either gonna be Rafayel or Rafayel and Valko. I think that's the universe we live in. I don't know. I really don't know. I'm so excited to find out because like I'm holding on to a dream that they're gonna have like the funniest like redemption known to man, because they're gonna come out and be like, haha, we never cancelled him, what are you all complaining about? Which I think would be funny because obviously if you remember like the first like cancellation video that we had, I interpreted the announcement video in a different way to a lot of people, like the announcement tweet. And if they come out and go like, you were right, you weirdos misinterpreted it, Valko's gonna be the last announced love interest, we're not gonna do anyone past him, I'll go, I fucking told you so! You all doubted me. No one doubted me, no one gave a shit. But yeah, so I don't know. Tomorrow is gonna be so interesting. I am so hyped to like, I don't know, to just exist. Imagine me saying that. I'm just so hyped to be alive, and then tomorrow I might be really hyped to not be alive. I'm sorry. I gotta go. On that note, I don't know. Keep up the good work, I guess, because like, it's being noticed. I think that's like the biggest thing we can say is that people are actively noticing everything that all the Valko stands are doing, and it's really cool to see that recognition. So keep it up. Don't get disappointed if nothing happens tomorrow. Get disappointed if they do announce that Valko is not coming back ever. And the boycott will be severely real for all of eternity, I think, at that point. I don't think in any sane universe do they, like, not bring Valko back. Once again, like, whether they bring him back, like, tomorrow or in 3 months' time, I just don't think there's a universe where they go, nah, why do we need him when, like, we've had the biggest revenue cut known to man. So, like, I think Enfold's a bit more money hungry than I think a lot of people are giving them credit for at the moment. And I think Valko's safe. I don't know. Maybe I'm too optimistic, which is ironic because I'm normally a very pessimistic person. But yeah, don't get too disappointed if we don't hear anything about him, but do get really hyped if we do hear only positive things about him tomorrow, or if he just gets stealth dropped. I'll be the first to tell you if he gets stealth dropped. I intend to wake up tomorrow morning and load Love and DeepSpace to see if it updates. If it doesn't, then I'm gonna load up Twitter to see if they've made an announcement. That's my tomorrow morning schedule, by the way. Anyway, thank you all for watching this 1 hour long rant. I did not expect it to be this long. I thought it would be 20 minutes. How do I talk for so long? It doesn't make any sense. Thank you all for watching. Peace out. Bye bye for now. We pray for Valko.